Whenever the Ottomans conquered a region, they would first conduct surveys of the land and its people in order to gauge how to best integrate the region into the wider empire. These surveys often included a census of the region in which a total tally of the population, number of houses, number of farms, number of shops, number of goods, etc. were all collected by Ottoman officials. Then the slow process of translating local laws and financial systems was conducted by the surveyors in order to, first, establish common laws for the region, second, determine the right amount of tax the region was able to pay, and third, what the region was specialized in producing. By the end of the survey process, Ottoman officials would get a good idea of how things were going to be run in the region. First, the lands of that region would be divided into one of 5 categories. Myriad lands were to be directly administered by the Ottoman state and were further divided into 3 divisions: Timur lands for Ottoman soldiers, Zamat lands for Ottoman governors, and Has lands for the Ottoman imperial family. Myriad lands were tax exempt. METRUKE lands were privately owned lands owned by Ottoman subjects through conquest, state endowment, or inheritance. METRUKE lands were subject to be taxed by the Ottoman state. Vakıf lands were charitable trust lands in which buildings or plots of lands were donated by members of Ottoman society for the purposes of establishing an organization. Most organizations came in the form of schools, hospitals, soup kitchens, libraries, and the monetary needs of these organizations would be covered by the proceeds of the vakıf. Vakıf lands were tax exempt. METRUKE lands were lands that were used by the public, such as roads, bridges, pastures, cemeteries, and they were all maintained by local governors. Lastly, MEVAT lands were neglected and uncultivated lands that were claimed by no one and were ready to be assigned to one of the previous land categories. After the lands of a region were organized and set in place, the issue of taxation was next up on the table. Each province of the empire, each religious group, and each ethnic group had its own special taxes levied upon it by the Ottoman state. For example, a Christian farmer living in Bosnia would pay a different tax rate to a Muslim farmer in Syria, and so on. The 2 main sources of income for the Ottoman state came in the form of tax commodities on goods called the zakat, and the jizya tax, which was paid by non-Muslim subjects of the empire. However, tax collection in the Ottoman Empire was not centralized, but instead reliant on tax farming, the process in which a state hires private individuals to collect taxes for a certain agreed fee. The Ottoman tax and land codes would be reformed in the 19th century during the Tanzimat era, which would see the Ottoman state reorganize and centralize its power over its imperial provinces. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed these short style videos, please make sure to like and share.